Carol-Gianotti in the 6th. On a strike in the 5th. She leads by 23 and looking to extend. Good speed, but this one rolls up, and she's already had one huge break tonight. Nearly gets another as she leaves the 3-pin. Strictly a field player. If you asked her technically what she does from shot to shot, she'd probably have a hard time telling.
She's usually, when I asked her about where she played the lanes today, she said she played basically all over. She kind of moves around, just does what she feels.
And let's talk about Carol-Gianotti, a player that performed for her native country, Australia, in the Olympics.
It was a dream come true for me, representing Australia in the Olympics at that level. I mean, it's something that you always is an honour, and I always remember in my bowling career.
All right, back to live action. Uh-oh. Needs a break on the Brooklyn and almost gets it. Oh, there she is. Stand up, Debbie. Our statistician, Debbie McMullen, who made a run at the telecast this week, represented the United States in Seoul, South Korea. In 1988, the first woman from the United States ever to bowl in the Olympics. And she fared rather well over there. Had a very nice time and was very competitive. She and a gentleman named Mark Lewis represented the United States in 1988. 22-pin lead. Cindy-Coburn-Carroll is on a strike, and if she's going to throw a double, no time like the present to get that started.
As we said earlier, she had 275 on this pair this morning.
Going to shoot 175 tonight if she doesn't watch it. Moved out a little bit. Close, but the last 2 feet, the ball goes through the nose. And Cindy realizing that this one is beginning to escape her.
You can see the frustration on her face right now. And again, she got that out a little farther, still only to about the 6th board, though, finishing high. She's going to need to make a move. My God, what am I supposed to do?
I think she did make a move there and just didn't get the reaction. But nevertheless, could not take advantage of the opportunity. She could have cut the lead right in half there as we enter the 8th frame. As Wendy McPherson is next in line. Carol Norman, number 2, and Sandra Jo Shirey is our top seed this week. 5 brand new players here in week number 4.
And while Carol was back in Australia, Cindy-Coburn-Carroll was also at home in Buffalo, New York during the break, spending some time with her husband, Jerry, who was off from school, a rare time they had a chance to be together.
I was going to say, those two hopscotch the country and probably burn up the telephone lines because he's attending, I think, Erie Community College in Buffalo. And Cindy, of course, spending 25 weeks a year on the national tour. Of course, once in a while when she makes the telecast, he'll surprise her and fly out, but didn't happen this week.
No. Cindy right now getting a lot of late hook out of that particular bowling ball. She may want to think about trying to change to something with some different weights.
Carol-Gianotti in an excellent position to block this one up if she throws a couple of strikes in the 8th and the 9th. A little more room. And this time she goes for a wall shot that doesn't quite capitalize, and she leaves the 7-pin.
That was a good adjustment, though. She's been coming high almost every frame. She made sure she got that ball right, and it still did come back. So now I think she'll be a little more comfortable sending the ball to the right.
Had to be careful with the left side spares this week because if you set the ball down a little bit early, it hooked quite a bit. So players are flattening out the hands and going to harder surface bowling balls for those cross lane spares.
That's where they were so critical. Although Carol still leading this match with the 1 open, but it was real unusual this week. If you missed a spare, it pretty much put you out.
More room. Ball rolls up nicely, and Carol-Gianotti sets herself up with a strike in the 9th frame. She could still shoot 214. More importantly, if Cindy-Coburn-Carroll strikes out, she shoots 191.
She could still force Carol just to get good pin count, basically.
One player very deliberate. The other one just gets up and fires. There you go. The adjustment's coming, but that was one shot too late. If she strikes on the right-hand lane the last trip, she's got a chance to win the match.
It took her quite a long time to find the shot on those lanes, and they added some conditioner to the lanes before they bowled today, and they must be changing quickly because she was lined up in practice.
Well, if not anything else, a confidence builder if she could strike out here in the 10th. Excellent shot there, just a bad break on the carry, but she really extended through that shot and got the ball at least 2 or 3 boards further right than she had at any time in the match.
She did, and that was one of the reasons why she wanted to go to the 5-step. She said she was having trouble, slowing down. This was supposed to help her get the ball down the lane, through the heads.
I think one of the toughest things in bowling is that you work on something and you really may think that that's exactly what you're doing when, case in point, she'll probably go back and watch the video of this one tonight and realize, boy, I just did not have the velocity. My timing wasn't quite what it should have been, and I never got the ball right.
And that's basically because it's new to her. Even though it did feel comfortable to start with, when she gets out here, you kind of go back to what's been natural for you, what you've done for 23 years. She said she bowled with 4 steps.
I talked to her about that. There was a 2-year span in there where she went to 5 steps, but then switched back to the more comfortable 4, and now she's gone back to 5. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but at the professional level, any small change like that is really magnified, especially under this kind of pressure. So a disappointing game for Cindy-Coburn-Carroll. Carol-Gianotti just filling out the 10th frame, hits the pocket, leaves the soft 10. And that's enough to win and advance into game number 2. Boy, we've yet to have a real strike 'em right down to the 10th frame type match thus far.
And we expected to see that.
Yeah. See, normally Mike Durbin puts the kiss of death on championship round players, and now you're doing nicely. You're picking up right where he left off, so that's got to make you feel a little better.
Oh, it's going to make the players feel real good.
Well, we've got 3 matches left, Jan. Have faith. Okay? Something will work out here. Somebody will shoot a big game. But I guess case in point too, you just shoot what's good enough to win. It's not how you win, but how many you knock down. Cindy-Coburn-Carroll ends up 5th. And Carol-Gianotti wins 191 to 168. So the lady from down under advances into game number 2.